Hey, shalom, shalom, stuff, Zos, Bagam, no praise, yeah, Bashem, no shout, Bashem, no copy, Dash, that belongs to the apostles, GMS, and honestly, brothers in the work of truth. Well, sincerity. This is just another quick one. Lord will be edifying. But yeah, this is something that was on my mind, and then I was listening to one of the videos Apostle Rhyme did recently in his space, speaking on what, like this topic that was on my mind about touching on the jealousy of the Lord, and how as soon as you start loving anything more than the Lord's jealous, man. He'll take that thing, away, right? If you start getting into that more than you're getting into the Lord, right? Hey, the Lord has because at the end of the day, man, Scripture says the Lord directs the steps of man, right? Therefore, if you're if you're a man of the Lord, and you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, right, because of an external factor, right, the Lord's going to take it out. The Lord has a habit of making your mind up for you, right? In fact, let me just search for the scripture real quick. Right, it says Baruch 4:28. It says, For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. Right? Yeah, because we know those of us in this position, we're in a lucky position. Why? Because we fell away, but mercy was shown unto us. Mercy enough was shown unto us such that we've been given a chance to get back in with the Lord. Right? So we got to seek Him 10 times more. We got to really push and strive for this thing, man. Right? And also, in fact, let me grab this as well. This is Sirach 39 from the top. It's like it gets a bit louder just on my way home. Hopefully you can hear it well. It says Sirach 39 from the top. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied, right? Key word there is occupied, right? So what does that mean? That says, you're looking into that. That's basically all that is on your mind, right? It says, in the meditation thereof, right, will seek out the wisdom of the ancient, right? So seek, what is, once again, what's that talking about? When you seek something, right, you desire it, once again, it's on your mind, all right? And you kind of, you do whatever's necessary to get that thing that you seek, right? He said, we'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, right? So, hey, if you what it is that you love, right, that's what you're supposed to, that's how you behave, right? Those are some of the characteristics that you have, right? So we'll look at this word jealous, right? Says feeling or showing an envious resentment of someone, something, or achievement, possession, or perceived advantages. Right? That's for instance, you get guys that might covet, right? Because they would record, because you can be jealous. Because what does the scripture say? It says, Paul says, I have a godly jealousy, roughly paraphrasing, right? It says fiercely protective of one's right to possess. Oh, beautiful, fiercely protective of one's rights and possessions, right? So, hey, how are we not the Lord's, right? We're the Lord's not only in a possession such that He's made us, He's chosen us, He's surnamed us, but we're the Lord's possession also in the sense that the Lord has basically said that we're His woman. I'll grab that for you as well. If I can remember how it's phrased. I believe it's Jeremiah or something. So Jeremiah 6:2 says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Right, so basically Israel has been, in fact, let's read into this. It says, the shepherds of their flock shall come to her, they shall pitch their tents round about. Is this the one I want? Yeah, I think in this one, that's the main point. Right, we also have Jeremiah 3. Right, it says this. It says, if they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him, become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? Right? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, right? Yet return again to me, saith Yahweh, right? And in the video that the apostle did, he's basically giving the example of, how we see it, right, as men, right? You deck your woman out, you do this for her, you do that for her, right? But then what happens? Then, she starts dealing with another man, and she starts, bringing him to your house, driving him in your car, right? And you've seen what happens when that happens. The case example is O.J. Simpson, man, right? And hey, every man will have the rage, right? Jealousy is the rage of a man, right? Well, let me get into what I had. It says Exodus 20:5. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, right? Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, right? So hey, you ain't supposed to be all into these other philosophies, if you're an Israelite, right? And you ain't woken up, you ain't supposed to be in no Christianity, no Islam, no Buddhism, right? Because you're an Israelite. Your God is Yahweh, right? And the Lord is jealous. So hey, what happens? Saying when something you're jealous over, right? One of your possessions, right? For example, as a man, you're a woman, right? Steps out on you. What you gonna do? You gonna seek revenge, man, right? Let me grab this is Matthew 10 and 37. It says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, right? And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, right? Hey, so if you have love of something in the world more than Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, and you ain't worthy, because at the end of the day, all of those things can be taken away, right? And ultimately, if you're of the elect, right, and you love something too much, right, the Lord has a way of correcting you, man, of correcting that situation, whether it is maybe your woman turns out to be a demon or whatever, right? And then you start really seeing her for the demon that she is. You still deal with her, but then now that balance is corrected, or however the Lord seems to deal with certain situations, right? Maybe you loved your son a lot, whatever, what have you, right? And and one day he cursed you out or something, and after that point, you just dealt with him on a when I see you, when we talk basis, right? Let's see what else we got. And Matthew 6:19, right, says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, right? So that's when you start making cares for this world. You start loving things on this side. Whereas when you love it, you start putting more energy, more a resource into it, right? You start seeking it more than you seek the Lord, right? It says, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal, right? And that's the point. You basically spend more time doing the things that will please the Lord, right? And ultimately, when you do that, the Lord will balance things out for you, right? And however that is for every a man, that's different, right? Every man has a different way that their spirit needs to be balanced, right? But that's the thing. When you love the Lord will provide. When you do what the Lord tells you to do, you make sure that He is your number one priority, right? The Lord will provide, man, and that's always been the case. Look at the generations of old, right? And this really is this one here really puts pins and nail in the head, because no one's saying that you can't feel a way about your woman, feel a way about your children, feel a way about some of the things that you do, right? But the point is that you ain't supposed to love it more than you love the Lord. You ain't supposed to make it so what do you call it? You ain't supposed to. But the point is, you ain't supposed to love it more than you love the Lord. That's really the point, right? But you can still, you find the balance of it in this world, right? 2 Ezra 16:40 says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, and then those evils even be as pilgrims upon the earth." Right, and I forgot how much Apostle said it, but it basically made the example, right, of, you might have a guy, he's staying, one of the Arkim, right? They've just become homeless or whatever, staying at one of the brothers' house, right? But for a period of time, right? But because it's a period of time, right? They've got their suitcase. The suitcase is packed, right? But they don't take things out the suitcase and start putting it in the closet. Why? Because in their mind, they know, look, I've got to leave soon, right? I've got to get out of here soon, right? And what does it say in Mark 2:10? Rise up, for this is not your rest, right? And this ain't our rest, right? So whereas we stay here for a period of time, our mindset is got to be a thing of, anything can change at any moment, right? So it goes on to say, right? It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose, right? So there it's saying you can sell, but when you're selling, right, you gotta have a certain what do you call it? You have to have the understanding of, once again, these things can go, right? It says, he that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein, right? And you might get a property or something, and all of a sudden your job situation changes. You can no longer afford to be where you're at, right? Now everything's changed, right? But all your plans, right, out the window. Why? But the thing is, when you've got this mindset, you know that things change, especially for us. And the thing that we do, the fact that Scripture says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right, but against principalities, right? So we've got Satan fucking with us, and then you've got the simple things of what happens when your peoples, or whoever it may be, see you at the camp. Some brothers, women may not know that they're, that you go to the camp, right? Some brothers, bosses might not know that you go to the camp, right? When those people and those individuals find out that you do, right, they might just be straight like, look, man, fuck it, you can't be around here anymore, right? Gross misconduct, get out of here, right? So it says, and they that marry, as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not, as the widows, right? And therefore they that labor in vain, right? And that, once again, that's ultimately the thing. That's there's a balance to it, right? The understanding that you can get something, and then go. You can do something, the Lord can come back tomorrow, right? And that's and it's a process. It's not something you come in and, a lot of brothers can attest to coming in and just being too far one way, right? But Scripture says, be not righteous over much. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself, right? Because stories have been told. Arkim have accounts of brothers that came in, right? Or rather, Jakes that came in, right? And then, people thought it was cool. They were cool brother or whatnot. And then guess what happened? They were too far one way, right? And then, they basically started becoming a burden. The truth started becoming a burden onto them, right? And then guess what happened? They fell out, right? So there is balance to this, right? So when I make the point that I'm making, there has to be an understanding of what do you call it? Of the statement being made, right? 1 Corinthians 7:31 says, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away, right? And that's once again reiterating the point of everything in this side. It's gonna go, right? And that's the real of it. Here it is, you be all what do you call it? All loving your car and shit, and then then the oil embargo is coming. Right now you can't afford the petrol. A case in point example is over here in London, right? They basically changed one of the rules, basically meaning if you had like a diesel older than 2013, to drive it into central London, into more central part of London, it will cost you 10 quid a day, right? Every day of the year, right? So that's what you, let's say you drive in, which you can't drive into work, where you can't park anywhere. Let's say you have to drive through central London on a daily basis. That will cost you, let's say it's just Monday to Friday, it will cost you 50 quid a week, £200 a month, right? So just out of nowhere, here it is, this thing that you love, you can no longer use it, right? So so hopefully the point's been conveyed properly. Hopefully that was edifying. And as always, I believe that's what I have for this one. Yeah, so as always, till next time, I'm gonna say shalom.